Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 930 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today is part of the Why I Don't Waste Time series, and this is going to be why I don't waste time writing books. Does not mean I don't write books. 25 that I last count. So listen up and I'll show you how to do it fast so you don't waste time. Hope you didn't miss episode 929. That was why I don't waste time on artificial intelligence. Yeah, it's sweeping the world, but you can waste a lot of time and money on stuff that could actually get you in trouble. So that's 929. Anytime you want to get to a back episode, you go to screwthecommute.com/ and then the episode number. Last one was 929. Make sure you download a copy of my automation ebook. If you want to save time and not waste time, this is the book that will tell you how I do it. I've handled up to 150,000 subscribers and 65,000 customers without pulling my hair out, with a very small staff. So check it out at screwthecommute.com/automate free, and check out my mentor program at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. Now, at the end of this, I'm going to give you a method where you can create quality. And remember, I'm always about quality, not schlock just because you can do it fast. Quality books without knowing a thing about the topic. It works. I've done it. It's beautiful. All right. Okay. First of all, I do love books. I'm not talking about I don't love books. I've got 3 libraries here at the retreat center. I've got hundreds of books on or more than that probably, on my cell phone. So I love books. But books to write books typically has been the most hassle, least profitable thing you do in your business, all right? But here's one overriding principle on books. They should always lead to something bigger. Speeches, consulting, coaching, membership sites, something, not just the money from the book. Although you can make a lot of money from books, especially when they're digital, because it's 97% profit. I've bought and I've sold lots of books at $97 ebooks, all right, because of the urgency factor and immediate gratification. People can get them right away. So why do I say I don't waste time on books? Well, first of all, I got my ego out of it. I got one guy I know, family friend, for almost 50 years now, been claiming to write a book, never did it. Never did it. Talked about it, never did it. Mr. Perfection. Mr. Perfection didn't make millions of dollars like I have on writing books that weren't perfect, but they were good enough that people loved them, and I can't remember. I remember one return in the last, 25 years, and it was a web person that stole my Click ebook and said that they knew everything in it. It was 1,000 pages of stuff I'd sweated blood for years on, and this guy was a out-of-work graphic designer yesterday and claimed he knew all the stuff. Got his $97 back and stole my book. But guess what? He's probably, working at McDonald's, and I'm a multimillionaire, so screw him. Anyway, I got my ego out of it. People get their ego involved, and they take years. Took me 4 years to write this book. Okay, great. All right, but you couldn't make your car payment. So what I do is I give people what they want. Perfection will kill you. There's no doubt about that. I got one book that I wrote in 4 hours at a layover in McCarran Airport. I remember it vividly. I've updated it once, and it's brought in $3.92 million. No, and a lot of times it's free. I sell it for maybe 99 cents on Amazon, all right? But the book leads to something else that brings in money. That's what you got to think about. That doesn't mean it's just a big sales letter. You have to give quality, because people won't trust you and buy your other stuff and take your other offers if you don't give them quality at every step of the way. I've never had a book that didn't make money. Well, let me think about that. The exception it's kind of a halfway exception. It made money, but not in the way you would think. So I did a wedding, I've did very well with wedding toast and wedding speech books, $72,000 a year for 9 years straight on these 2 wedding books. So I thought I'll do a wedding reception book. Didn't sell hardly at all because there was a million wedding magazines and all kinds of stuff available that it was being planned, sometimes a year in advance. So the urgency wasn't there for the ebook. So how come I say it kind of made money? Well, because what I did is I just split it up, put it into blog postings on a wedding reception site, and put Google AdSense ads around it that I got paid commissions on the ads. Right? So it still turned into money. All right, so let me give you the methods to write fast so you don't waste time. And there's more than this, but these 3 are enough to make you rich if you just do them consistently. So first is you go to Amazon and you type in your topic, whatever you're going to write about, fishing or leadership or whatever the heck it is. And then every book that comes up, if you click on one of the books, it goes to a section. It used to say at the top, look in, but now it says it at the bottom, read some of this book. Well, you click on that and you can see roughly, it's not for sure, about 10% of the book, including the table of contents. So this table of contents is giving you all the kinds of things that are covered in a leadership or a fishing or whatever, golf or whatever the heck it is. Then you do it for a bunch of books and you start getting all these subtitle or chapter headings. You pick the ones that you want. And I'm not saying you copy what they say in their subtitle or their chapter heading. I'm just saying it's doing the work. Somebody did this work for you already. So put it down, put it in logical order in your skeleton of your book, and now you have the whole thing laid out. You just have to fill in the details, okay? That's the first way. It's called the look-in technique. You look inside other people's books in the field and come up, let them do the work for you. The next is blasphemous to all these ego-driven authors who, that's no good. That's only hackers do that. And I mean, hacks, not hackers like computer hackers. A hack is like a pejorative term about somebody that does something, but it doesn't do it well. No, I do it all the time, and nobody calls me a hack. Here's what it's called. It's called PLR, private label rights, or white label rights. And this is where you can type in your topic and the term PLR into Google or any search engine, and you will find hundreds or if not thousands of books on your topic that you can purchase the entire book and then convert it to and sell it as your own. Now, do I recommend that you do that? No. I recommend you buy it and you go through the book, throw out the crap that's ridiculous, put in your own stories and your own experience, and you have a book. I have done this twice. The last 2 books I did, I bought them on a Friday, and by Monday, I had made a couple $1,000s a piece on them. These are 2 separate ebooks. Well, I think one was email marketing, one was maybe crowdfunding. I can't remember. But I bought them on a Friday morning, put about 4 or 5 hours into each one of them, put them out to my list, and sold and had $2,000 by Monday morning. All right, so that's the kind of speed. I didn't waste time. And did I get any returns? Not one return on either one of them. In fact, like I said, I can't remember returns on my ebooks for 25 years, except that one guy that stole it. So this is a powerful method to get some intellectual property, which you can pass on to your kids, your family. It's work, get paid, which many of you have heard me say a million times, especially if you've seen me on stage. So PLR or white label, do it. All right, now the last one that I told you about in the beginning about how to make a quality book without knowing a thing about the topic. Here's the story. I was sitting on first class. I don't know where I was flying to, LA to Charlotte or something like that. And there was a guy sitting next to me, looked to be about in his mid-40s, and he had all these go-kart books sitting in the seat pocket in front of him. And I said, hey, what's up with all these go-karts? Oh, boy, did he light up. He like, "Whoa, man, me and my kids race them. I got 3 boys and we race them." And I said, "Well, how much does one of them cost?" And he says, "Oh, man, you can't get a piece of junk for 10 grand. And I'm thinking, 10 grand? He says, "Ours are about 30 grand a piece." I'm thinking to myself, oh my God. So my wheels are spinning in my head. He's got 3 or 4 of these at $30,000 a piece, a giant toy hauler or trailer to haul them in, extra tires and motors and things like that, and tools if he's going to race them, and a big monster truck to pull the whole thing. He's got hundreds of thousands of dollars tied up in this go-karts. So I was thinking to myself, if I wanted to write a book on how to purchase your first racing go-kart, what I did was, well, no, I didn't do this. This is the method. I've done it on other kinds of books. But I go to what they call forums or discussion boards. These are places online that discuss specific topics. They have them on everything. In fact, I used to tease that they probably have them on pig farming. So one day I thought, I should look this up. And I found one in the UK, a discussion board on pig farming. And it was all about how to sell more pigs and I don't know, all the stuff that was on there. But anyway, so you would go to a discussion board on go-kart racing. And when you go to these things, you can usually join them without having a go-kart or any of the topics that you're talking about. And you would watch for the people that make the most comments. And usually it's on the left-hand side, and it tells how many comments they made, how many thumbs up they got. If they made so many good comments, they're senior members, they're called. So these people are talking about go-karts all the time. So you approach them and you say, "Look, I'm going to write a book on how to buy your first racing go-kart. Could I interview you?" Well, how many of those people you think would turn you down? All right, all they do all day long is talk about racing go-karts. All right, how many of them would charge you for the interview? None. Again, they charge. They love racing go-karts. They want to talk about it. How many of them would help you promote it? Well, probably all of them, because they're so thrilled to death they see their name in lights in a book. All right. So now the big question is, who gets all the money? You do. Okay. So that's how you do it. Now you're just like a publisher that any major publisher, there's not many left nowadays, doesn't know anything about the topic. They just know there's a demand for the topic, and they hire writers to do it and give them royalties and all that stuff that they do. Advances, which aren't hardly anything anymore unless you can prove you can sell 25,000 copies. But anyway, you're a publisher. So this is how you create a quality book. Now, you still have to sell it, but again, those people are going to brag up to the roof that they're in a book, right? And of course, you give them credit in the book. So this is called user-generated content, and that's what all the major sites are made of: YouTube, Twitter, now X, Facebook. It's all user-generated content. See, so that's how you do it. So I don't waste time writing books. I write books, and they make money, every one of them, and in a hurry. All right, because I'm old. I don't have time to wait years and years to write a book. All right, so that's how you do it. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We have more Why I Don't Waste Time episodes coming up on customer service, website design, social media, and whatever else I can think of in the next couple of weeks. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Check out our mentor program at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. And also, I have the only licensed dedicated school on internet and digital marketing. And yeah, there's schools, that are part of big universities run by people that never made a nickel selling online. This is the real deal. In as little as 6 months, it's a certificate school. It's distance learning. You can do it if you're working. You can do it while you're in other schools. But this is fast way to money because the demand is so massive for this. Every company on earth needs this stuff. But if I walk down the street here in Virginia Beach and quizzed every small business, I know they'd be just messing things up, spending lots of money, getting no returns, and you can help them out of that. And you can sell your stuff for yourself. So It's a great opportunity for you or a young person in your life. If you're a grandparent, what a legacy you could give to purchase this scholarship for them. Just amazing. imtcva.org. Check it out. Give me a call if you're interested. All right, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We'll catch you on the next episode. See you later.